Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Hope all is well, hope all is good. Thanks again guys for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. Look, if you're new, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In saying that as well, I am going to be going live tonight, so stay tuned for that. I do have it posted, so if you're around that time, 6:30, you let me know. Obviously, time differences will change, but I'm also featuring a special guest as well, who's an up-and-coming YouTuber, and I'm looking forward to that as we review the round that was, and obviously talk about things all Warriors and all that good stuff there. But in saying that, lights turned off, let's get it. So, as we know, the Warriors went down to the Raiders 16 points to 28 in a game that can only be described as frustrating, anger-inducing, annoying, devastating, heartbreaking, all those sort of words there. What I'm going to be doing is looking at the player stats, the team stats, and give you guys some general thoughts. So in saying that, let's get into it. Attacking run meters was Montoya with 192. Post-contact meters was Adam Fanor-Blake with 90. Tackle breaks was Lodge as well as Dalen Watene-Selesniak sharing 5 apiece. The most tackles was Sirinen with 54. No missed tackles plus tackles was Egan with 38 tackles and no misses. And then the line break was Dalen Watene-Selesniak as well as Egan sharing 1 apiece. So, the team stats to me, if you guys have been watching this closely, you'll realize that the team stats to me are really more so the story. This is basically this the numbers don't lie, they bring everything into context. So let's see it right now. So the errors were 10 to the Warriors, 14 to the Raiders. Penalties were 7-4, which again just shows you that, well, especially during that time period of I guess I think anyway, when the Raiders sort of went down and stayed down, I think they were affected as well. And even going back to the errors as well, the Warriors, the Raiders again just shows you that the Raiders at times had a lot of bad play, but as per usual, the Warriors just couldn't capitalize, which has quite literally been the theme of it all this year anyway. And the missed tackles was 44-27. The possession was 49-51. So again, virtually equal in terms of ball possession. Warriors weren't really starved of the ball. Again, they had the ball, and you could argue and say that they had better attacking options too. But I digress. The completion was 76-75. So again, per usual, sure, it wasn't the best completion set for the Warriors, but they still managed to top the Raiders. Tackle breaks was 27-44, and the tackles overall was 381 compared to Raiders 328. So again, Warriors showing that they had more tackling. But if you compare that to the missed tackles, which was 44 to 381 tackles, again, leaves a lot of room to be desired. Which, to me anyway, shows you that the Warriors' defense was, again, just not the catalyst. Sure, you can say that the attack was. Obviously, we started that first half strong. But, I don't really know how to sum it up, really. It just wasn't good enough, to be fair with you guys. So, as you guys know as well, I also do a top 3. So, from going down from 3 to 1, I have third place Sean O'Sullivan. Look, pretty controversial, that pick there, I get it. But I do believe he carried his weight well. A lot of people may disagree with this. But I do see him and did see him as a good player there. Sure, again, drop ball, whatever. Maybe some poor decision passings or passings or passes, or runs, potentially. But, ultimately, again, he tried. What do you do when you've got your halfback who's gone down and the game wasn't structured for you to basically be carrying the team on your own? What do you do then? So again, hats off to him. Adam Fanor-Blake coming in second place. Again, as per usual, the captain, even on the losing side, always puts his hand up. You can argue and say it wasn't his best night offensively. However, in terms of just him being there, being a presence, and obviously, again, probably having to deal with that little bit of an injury in the first half, look, kudos to him. And first place is probably someone that usually doesn't get it or is sort of thereabouts. But Wade Egan, who I thought was superb. And again, mentioning that 38 tackles and no misses as well, setting up the first try too. What's so weird is that he's actually got such a really good, natural, free-flowing running game. It's a wonder he doesn't really do that often. Is it in confidence? Is it potentially just the fact that the Warriors can't, I guess, run off that? Is it too ad-libbed? I'm not sure. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that there. But yes, kudos to those guys. And probably a noticeable mention to Lodge, Matt Lodge. And probably Dylan Waitenis-Lesnak for me personally. So that is the top, those are the top three there. But as you go into some thoughts, I want to give you guys, some discussion points and sort of work around there. Again, with lights turned off, this is a more, this is where the emotions are off. The emotions are dead. It's more about clarity and again, just being very composed as opposed to a wild like I was last time. One of the thoughts, though, for this game is obviously having injured halves. We all know Shana Harris-Tavita was not named, and well, I had assumed that it was he was dropped, giving leeway to the fact that he may have been injured, and that was the case. My thoughts on that is obviously, again, there's no real consistency if your halves are always injured, and especially as we have one more game to go and we look into next year. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to be a keen advocate for signing Sean O'Sullivan. What's the point in having halves that can't stay on the field? And obviously you can look at Sean Johnson and Chanel Harris-Tavita as the prime duo for us next year. But let's be honest now, the guys, both of their durabilities are not, durable players are not that good. They're not really they're not really players you can rely on, unfortunately, just due to their injuries and what they can get. So again, it sort of brings me to the question again, just halves. Again, Townsend, I appreciate what he's done. Kudos to him, and I do generally mean it when I say that. But I guess it's ironic, sort of to a degree. We'll come to the last game. I don't think he's playing. We sort of moved away from there. Another talking point as well was Nick Kanima. Again, he just looked very disinterested in terms of defense, and offensively he was okay, but again, didn't really bring much at all. I don't know what's going on there, and he seems to be really keen on sticking in with us next year, which again, hey, that's cool. You can't complain there. But is he really efficient? Is he really that type of guy that can be the needle mover for our team? Again, I don't think so. Him coming off at 14, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But no, I wasn't too particularly impressed with him. But in saying that, hey, having Sean Johnson back may prove to be a good thing. I'm not too sure how we sort of look at it, but there you go. Another thought of the game, and I suppose I didn't really touch on it in the intro, but the Warriors we crack under pressure, regardless whether it's us being on top of the other team, which can, obviously bring psychological pressure, or the other team being on top of us, which again brings psychological pressure. For some reason, there's just this point where the Warriors just can't get A and B together after they've done everything up leading to that point. So they've done A, B, C, and D, but they don't know how to get to E and F and G, and I just do not know. I just don't get why. We had the upper hand for the first half, as I said before, and then the second half, it was a completely different game, and I think it's been the story of the season so far. To be fair with you guys, I think the signs were there, and they have been there for quite some time. Obviously, we're talking about the 7 losses in a row. We're talking about the close games we've lost by 6 points or less. It's like a whole combination of all these factors here. And this Raiders game here, though it sucks, though obviously it's devastating, and though it quite literally puts our season to bed. Let's be honest now, the writing was on the wall. Let's not try and act like it wasn't. To be fair to the Warriors, obviously things haven't gone our way in terms of COVID, home games and, players leaving and all that stuff there. However, to be fair with you, again, when the chances were there, and they have been there this season, we just haven't been good enough. It has been such a, repetitive story. It seems to be such a repetitive thing. But yeah, look, in saying that, obviously we may have our different sort of thoughts on it. We may have our disagreements or agreements. But I just don't think ultimately that the Warriors are good enough. And I'll probably touch on this more so in the off-season as well, but probably just a quick little thought here. Everyone says 2022, and we all like to try and be positive around it. But look, my honest opinion, I think it's a cope. We all say that as a cope. Honestly, I'm telling you now, there are teams in that top 4, top 6 right now who you can obviously see being in that top 4, top 6 again next year. And if you can sort of see the Warriors being amongst it, kudos to you. You're braver than me. Look, I would like to, sort of follow that boat that you guys are in, but we'll have to wait and see. Another talking point as well was Lodge's suspension. Again, sure, a bit dubious. Sure, did he deserve it? No, but again, in the context of things, it is what it is. What do you do there? It was a pure accident. You don't go out of your way to twist and bend players' legs. At least I hope not. But it sort of brings me to that discussion point of that discipline and how many times Lodge has been suspended. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's probably either equaled or he's been more suspended this season than he has been playing with us. We'll see the stats sheets there, but since he's come in, I don't think he's really played for us, as much as we'd like anyway. But on top of that as well, look, it's good that I like him. I like what he produces. But again, if he's not there playing on a continual basis, something needs to be done. He needs to check himself in terms of his attitude. Those are my thoughts there. And I sort of touched on another point as well as Sean O'Sullivan. Again, obviously he's controversial, but to be fair with you guys, if he's the fittest guy going in our team in terms of durability, you've got to keep him, you've got to re-sign him. All right, he'll learn, and I think he was actually a decent player. I mean, sure, again, things didn't go to plan, but nothing did really, especially after the first half. Another sort of thought as well is I need to really point this really hard. Sirinen and Curran, particularly Curran. Obviously, the last 2 games he hasn't been performing up to par, not to the standard we know he can. I'm not sure why. Is it a drop? It's definitely a drop in form. It is what it is. Let's just call it out for what it is. But I've missed tackles, dropping the ball, reading lines poorly. I'm not sure what it is. Should he have played? Did he look well? Was he well enough to play? I'm not sure. But again, even sort of last week as well, he wasn't at his best. So look, for someone who I think is such a pivotal part of our team, he needs to really hopefully get his act together. I mean, with Sirinen as well, as you guys know, last week I sort of went off and I make no apology, I guess, really, for the emotional outburst. But obviously with a bit of clarity, you sort of look back at things and stats. And for me personally, look, okay, I understand Sirinen played a defensive role, which was good. But I mean, offensively as well, we just need players to spark, to attack. We just need something there. Particularly him playing at lock as well. Obviously it just shows that there's barely any ball skill to him. I'm not sure. But if there isn't, can we sort of swap things around? Can we try something else? I'm not sure. But yeah, again, kudos to Sirinen for the defensive efforts. Again, I'm not going to take that away. But I mean, yeah. We got 2 more to go. Berry with 18 tackles plus 1 miss as well as 1 try. It's good to have him back. I think he just adds so much depth there. And he's a breath of fresh air in the centre pairing. And to be fair with you, I like him there. Defensively, he's on point, so you can't take him out. Whenever he's available and he's fit, you can't take him out. He's the future. And I guess just the last little bit as well, guys, before I go. Yeah, end of the season. We got the Titans next week. In a game that I'm really... The Titans will be hungry, right? They're going to be upset over their loss. They probably should have been in the top 8 conversation, but they're not. It is what it is. So, look, for me personally, I do expect them to fire up and be ready to punch and move. So, in saying that, it just sort of depends on where the Warriors are, right? I'll be doing a preview on that game. But in saying that, guys, thanks again for watching. Appreciate it very much. But in saying that, take it easy. And yeah, I guess you can say that when the lights are turned off, it's lonely. It really is, man. Anyway, thanks again, guys, for watching. Take it easy and hold the ball. See you guys next time.